The rain had been falling for 12 straight hours, turning the jungle floor into a river of mud and blood. Lieutenant Ryan Cole crouched beneath a decaying palm, water dripping down his helmet, his breathing steady but shallow. The mission had gone to hell long before the first shot was fired. They called it Operation Silent Dagger, a reconnaissance run deep in the Philippine jungle where an insurgent cell had gone dark with stolen U.S. tech. Extraction was supposed to happen in 6 hours, but by hour 2, the storm hit. By hour 4, comms went dead, and by hour 6, half his team was gone. The ambush came like thunder, unseen, ruthless, precise. Bullets tore through the leaves, radio static screamed, and before Ryan could reposition, an RPG ripped through the ridge. The explosion sent him flying into the mud, ears ringing, rifle lost. When he woke, the jungle was silent again, too silent. He called out for Bravo team. No response, only the rain, only the echo of a distant scream swallowed by thunder. He found Sergeant Hale, his spotter, barely conscious, leg shattered by shrapnel. Hale grabbed Ryan's arm, voice weak but burning. "Don't let them take the chip, brother. If you can't extract, destroy it." That was the last order Ryan ever heard from him. Cole dragged Hale's body to cover, closed his eyes and whispered the words every soldier fears to say. "You're home now, brother." He wiped his tears on the rain-soaked sleeve, picked up his M4 sniper rifle, and set his jaw. The mission was no longer about reconnaissance. It was survival and vengeance. By nightfall, Ryan moved like a ghost through the flooded valley. Mud streaked across his face. The M4 cradled against his chest. His night vision flickered, but his instincts were sharp. Every sound mattered. The rustle of wet leaves, the shift of wind, the faint metallic click of a rifle bolt somewhere ahead. He whispered to himself, "One breath, one shot, one more day alive." The first kill was clean. A sentry hidden behind ferns. Ryan's bullet cut through the rain like a blade, the man dropping silently into the mud. He didn't smile. He didn't feel pride. Only purpose. The jungle had changed. By dawn, it wasn't terrain anymore. It was an enemy, breathing, shifting, whispering. Ryan Cole moved through it like a predator that had learned to bleed quietly. His uniform was torn, caked in mud, his arm grazed by shrapnel, but his focus was crystal. His training, every nightmare drill, every near-death exercise came alive here. He became what the SEALs were forged to be, relentless, unseen, unbreakable. From a high ridge, Ryan spotted 3 insurgents moving with stolen U.S. tech crates, the chip Hale had died protecting. He counted them through the scope. 3 men, 2 rifles, 1 radio. He exhaled. Steady, wind from east, elevation drop. 1 breath. The first men dropped. The second ducked, too slow. The third ran, straight into Ryan's tripwire. The explosion was muffled by rain, but the echo rolled through the valley like a beast's growl. Ryan retrieved the crates, checked the chip. Intact, he whispered. Still breathing, Hale. Still fighting. Hours turned to days. He scavenged food from ration packs, collected rainwater and a broken helmet, slept beneath roots to stay invisible from drones. At night, he talked to Hale, or maybe just to himself. "Remember, Bagram, you said hell isn't fire, it's silence. You were right." The second night brought movement, a patrol unit sweeping the jungle with flashlights. Ryan stayed low, camouflaged with mud, motionless for hours. When a soldier stepped within 6 feet, Ryan's pulse slowed to a heartbeat, every 5 seconds. The man passed. Ryan didn't move for another 20 minutes. When he finally arose, his back ached, but his mind was steel. He had become the storm they feared, the phantom sniper they couldn't kill. Day 3, he found a crashed drone, US marking, damaged but still transmitting. He rewired its signal beacon, converted it into a distress pulse using his field knife and the lens from his scope. He didn't know if command would ever hear it, but it gave him a reason to keep breathing. The next ambush came at dusk. A dozen insurgents surrounded his position. Grenades fell. Fire rained down. Ryan dove behind a fallen log, firing bursts, every shot deliberate. He could feel the jungle burning, smell the oil and sweat mixing with blood. When one bullet grazed his cheek, he didn't flinch. He grinned. "You'll need more than that." Minutes stretched into eternity. Then silence. Smoke. Bodies. Ryan limped out of the wreckage, hands trembling, but rifle steady. He had survived 48 hours, but hell wasn't done with him yet. By the third sunrise, Ryan Cole looked like part of the jungle. Blood, dirt, and exhaustion blending into one man's war. He found high ground near a waterfall clearing, a sniper's nest overlooking the valley. From there, he saw the insurgent reinforcements moving in, 20 men, maybe more. He checked his rifle, 7 rounds left. He muttered under his breath, 7 souls, 7 chances to see daylight again. The first bullet shattered a radio operator's throat. The second hit the team leader through the visor. Each shot was timed with the rhythm of rain. Each target fell before they even realized where the shot had come from. But numbers catch up. A grenade detonated near his flank, throwing him backward into the stream. His rifle cracked in 2. Blood filled his mouth. He coughed, vision fading. He thought of home, the smell of his mother's porch after rain, the laughter of his brother before deployment, the voice of Hale saying, "You're built for this, Cole." He crawled, dragging himself toward the beacon he'd planted on the drone. If extraction came, it would come now or never. Minutes became hours. The sun began to fall again. Then a roar in the distance. Rotors. An MH-47 Chinook tore through the clouds, slicing the storm in half. Ryan smiled weakly. "Took you long enough." He fired a flare. Red smoke spiraled upward, but the insurgents saw it too. Gunfire erupted. Ryan staggered behind a rock, pulled his sidearm, and returned fire with his last strength. One bullet hit his shoulder. Another grazed his temple. Still he fought. Still he moved. As the chopper descended, Navy SEALs jumped out, his old unit led by Commander Price. They found Ryan kneeling in the mud, sidearm empty, staring down the last enemy. Price shouted, "Stand down!" But Ryan whispered, "Not yet." He fired one last shot, one last breath, and the jungle fell silent again. They lifted him aboard. Medics worked fast. He was unconscious, but alive. As the chopper rose, Price looked down at the jungle, black smoke rising through green chaos, and muttered, "He lasted 72 hours, alone. My God." When Ryan woke at the base, he was bandaged, pale and silent. They said he saved 1,000 lives by stopping the intel from falling into enemy hands, but he never saw it that way. He just stared out the window, whispering to the rain, "You are right, Hale. Hell isn't fire. It's silence." Fade to black. Static. A single heartbeat echo. If you like video like this, subscribe, like, comment, and share.